Good afternoon, girls and boys. I've got a little bit of a PE challenge for you all to have a go at today. So you're going to need a little bit of equipment. So if you're at home, you can use some socks, a ball of socks. You'll probably need about 4 pairs. Or you can use some gloves like this, or something else around the house similar to that, and I'm sure it will be fine. What I'm going to use today is I'm going to use some cones, okay? So the challenge we're going to do today is what we call a seated balance, all right? So it's a balance, but you're actually seated on your bottom. So to start with, we're going to start with your hands behind and your feet on the floor so that your bottom's nice and flat on the floor. And all you're going to do to start with, the easy option, is to lift your legs up and balance like this, all right? And then, when you can do that, you're going to lift one hand up and then the other hand up. So I'm actually balancing on my bottom with my feet off the floor and my hands. And that's what we call a seated balance. And then you rest. You will feel it in your tummy muscles when you're doing it, but that's perfectly normal. So once you can do that quite confidently, I want you then to get your pieces of equipment. Alright, and I'm going to use cones. So I'm going to put one cone to start with at this side of my body. I'm going to put it about that far away. I'm going to go into a seated balance, so both feet off, both arms off. This is what you're going to try and do. You're going to pick up your cone without wobbling, take it over to your other hand and pop it on the floor, keeping that balance. Then pick it up with this hand, take it across and pop it back at that side of you, and then rest. Okay? So to make it a little bit harder this time, we're going to use this arm, which is going to go across the body to reach the object, and then bring it back, and then do it with the other arm. So as we're going further on, we're making this task a little bit harder. So back into the seated balance, try not to wobble, feet up, arms up. This arm goes across, and it's a little bit further away. Woo! All the way across to there. This arm, take it across, grab it and pop it back there. Okay, so the more challenging it is, the harder it is to stay in that seated balance. So that's what I want you to have a go at. So this time, to make it a little bit harder this time, we're going to move your cones around. Alright, I'm going to put one at the back and one at the side. So I'm going to go into a seated balance again. Okay, I'm going to go for the one behind me back, and I'm going to put it in front. Then I'm going to take the one at the side and take it over to that side. And then take this to the back. So all I'm doing is moving these cones around my body without wobbling, without putting my feet down and without putting my hands down. Okay, so we're going to move on now. We're going to do 2 different positions, all right? Still a seated balance, but one's called a dish and one's called a V-sit. So this is what I want you to try at home. So you're going to lay down on your back. You're going to bring your shoulders up off the floor and then bring your legs up and hold that position there. That's what we call a dish. My shape of my body is in a dish. And again, I'm balancing on my bottom, and we call that a seated balance. So I want you to have a go at that. If you find that really, really easy, we're going to do what's called a V-sit. So again, you're going to lie down. You're going to this time put your hands above your head, and then you're going to bring your arms up to your knees, and then hold it there. And again, balancing on your bottom, let go of your shins, no cheating, hold it there. 5 seconds, and then relax. Okay, well done. So, the last task I'm going to ask you to do, okay, I've got 2 hula hoops, but it doesn't matter if you haven't got them. You're going to put your socks, okay, so you've got 3 pairs of socks into that hoop, or you can use your gloves, and you're going to see if you can move those socks into that hoop, or move it from left to right, or you can make a little box or something. In your seated balance, again, you need to be a bit closer. Seated balance, you're going to pick up the socks with your feet, move your body and drop them into the other hoop. And see how many times you can do that without putting your feet and your hands down. And if you like, you can send us some videos in to show us that you've been practicing. And then we might give you a shout out on one of our morning workouts. Okay, well done children, and I'll speak to you again soon.